Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Adventures of Deanna. I'm Deanna, and I am on an adventure, a quest to lose over 100 pounds. And today's video is not about that. It's about the ABCs of weight loss, and we're talking about the letter E. So I'm going to pick a few words that start with the letter E, and we're going to discuss it in the chat and here on the screen and all the fun things. So I want to thank you so very much for joining in today. I so truly appreciate it. Hello, Misty. I am so glad you're here. While you guys are here, let me know, how are your steps going today? I am, I think, 300 from hitting my goal today. I tried to get a few more in before the live stream started, and I fell a little bit short, so I need 300 more steps in order to get my steps in for my step goal for the day. So that is where I am at. I am sorry for the short notice of the live stream. I've been trying to work this into my schedule, like really trying to work this into my schedule, and finding a hard time finding the right time and place. And you know, my family is a little bit needy, and I only have a husband, a dog, and 2 cats. So who's the needy one there? But I've been trying to find time to do this, and today was the time. Next week on Tuesday, we are going to be covering the letter F, and that is going to be Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central, I think. Might be a little bit later, but right now I think it is Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central. So welcome everybody. I'm assuming that everything here is working out okay, and everybody can hear me, and everything is all good. Let me know if it's not. I think things are working well. It tells me I've got 3 viewers, and I have 1 person that has said hello. So I'm wondering who the other 2 might be. And it is currently raining outside. Like, yesterday was the most beautiful, perfect day, and then today, this morning was great, and then it just went downhill from there. Just whatever. So give a bit of feedback, but it could be you. Well, I'll just I don't know. What in the world was that noise? Do this. There we go. Hopefully that solved it. So leave a comment down below. Guess, or in the chat, actually. Let me know, what do you think the possible words that we might be talking about? I have 3 words that I have picked out that I want to talk about. So I'm interested to see what words are your guesses for the letter E. We're talking about the letter E. So let me know in the chat what you think we're going to talk about. I'm so curious to hear what you think it might be, to know if you're like on the same wavelength as me, or sounds like fan. I have no fan going on, so oh, it might be my stupid lame computer. And my headphones are downstairs because, oh my gosh, I'm in my office for like the first time ever. I'm surprised that my plants are still alive because I have not been here since Loki injured himself, so I haven't spent much time in here at all. Exercise is not a word for the letter E. Sure enough, exercise is not. Typically, in weight loss, you want to talk about exercise because exercise is something, there's lots of percentages out there. People say, it's 90% what you eat and 10% exercise, or various variations of that with the word exercise. But exercise is more of a thing that you do and less of a mindset thing, so that is not one of the words. Any more guesses on the letter E for today? Any more guesses on the letter E? So I definitely want to try and keep this to an hour chat today, and hopefully we can do that. So one of the words for the letter E, I'm going to go with, the first one is effort. My question to you is, can you, in your attempts to lose weight, put in too little effort? And that's a yes or no question. Can you? Not one of those, well, maybe, but blah, 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 let me type you a paragraph here, blah, da, 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 da. But no, can you put in too little effort in your weight loss adventure? Waiting for the answers to come through. Meanwhile, while you're typing, I'm going to show you my new sweater. I just got this sweater and I had to get this little shirt that I'm wearing underneath it. It's this cute little mock neck turtleneck thing. But new sweater I just got today. Well, I got it a couple weeks ago, but I just got the shirt to wear under it because, as you can see, it's completely see-through. And I love it. So I'm so excited. Endurance. Endurance is also physically somewhat related, but endurance could also be a mind thing because, oh wow, that's a great word. As I'm thinking about it, so endurance, at the beginning of the day, you wake up and you're refreshed and you feel excited and everything's going to go well and good, and you need that endurance to get you through the end of the day, to keep your same, this is Penny, keep that same motivation and all of those feelings. So endurance it's like a mind thing. Is your mind up to the endurance of staying true to your goals? For a lot of people, whenever we're trying to lose weight, we have a hard time after 5 p.m., after 8 p.m. That's whenever it's like the witching hour, and that's whenever we want to go and grab snacks. That's whenever we have a lack of, hey, Risa, hello, I am so glad that you are here. That is whenever we get, we're just tired and we're sick of making decisions all day, so that we do need endurance in our brains in order to, achieve our goals. So endurance is kind of a good word, even though you think of it more of a physically related thing, but it is definitely a brain-related thing. It is a mind-related thing. It is a thing that we need to, nourish within ourselves. Yeah, mindset. So effort. The question was, can you put in too little effort? That's the question that we're trying to answer in the chat. We answered the question about words. I'm so glad you're here, Risa, again. And I'm so glad you're here, Misty. Thank you very much for joining me. I truly appreciate it. As I was saying before Risa joined, that next week it is going to be on Tuesday, hopefully at 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. So we're talking about effort. Can you put in too little effort? And I think the automatic answer to that question is yes. You can put in too little effort in your weight loss adventure, quest, journey, whatever you may want to call it. You definitely can. But can you put in too much effort? That's the bigger question I want to ask, is can you put in too much effort? So where I'm going with this is that whenever we definitely just say it, what's the question, and I'll repeat it. I think the answer is yes, we can put in too much effort. Whenever we first start, losing weight, whenever we first, we make that big decision that, oh my God, we're going to start a diet, and we have that last supper, and then the next day we start, and we're going to do all the things, and whatever all the things may look like to you, because for every single person it looks different. So if you're, fasting, you might want to have this like really extreme fasting window. And if you are doing calorie counting, and you might have your calories set too low, and you might want to do all of the exercise, and you might want to completely restrict yourself from fast food, junk food, sweets, all of the things. So your effort is you're doing so much, and then you come crashing down because you're just trying to do way too much. You're trying to do too much instead of just focusing on the simple things, the little things. What one thing can I achieve today? What little thing can I'm so sorry about Loki barking. There is somebody doing something outside. Doesn't look like it's good. Kind of looks like he's breaking into a vehicle, but I'm busy here and I can't be bothered with that right now. When effort turns into obsession, then it becomes a problem for me. There we go. So it can be too much because it turns into an obsession. I love that you guys are all saying, howdy to Loki. He's like trying to interrupt my live stream. He's like, no, it's all about Loki. I wish I would have worn my glasses because the chat is kind of hard for me to read right now. The lighting is like I'm front lit, and so the computer, I can't really see the chat as well as I would like to, so bear with me if I read things wrong. Hello, Kirsten. Hello. I saw somebody else, and then Alan. Yes, Alan, hello, and welcome to the live stream. So in this live stream, we take a few words that start with the letter of the week. So this week it is the letter E, and we just kind of discuss that word and how it may or may not have an impact on our weight loss. And we started out with the word effort, and we were talking about how, can you put in too little effort? And I think we can all agree that we've put in too little effort from time to time. But then we were also talking about too much effort and how whenever you strive to do all of the things, like you can put so much pressure on yourself that it just becomes so overwhelming, and in somebody else's words, it becomes an obsession. It becomes too much for us to handle. So we need to find that balance between what's too little and what's too much. What's the right amount of effort for you personally, for you, because my level of effort and your level of effort are going to be different. Just like whenever we do these exercise videos, whenever we visit with Kirsten and we're doing her workouts, our levels of impact are going to be different. We might have to, for me, I know for a lot of the exercises I have to do modifiers. But if I try to go all out on these workout videos that Kirsten puts out and I put in the full effort that she does, these people don't want me to have a live stream tonight. Whenever we put in all of this effort, it can just be so overwhelming. And if I try to do like no modifiers on all of Kirsten's videos, I would be discouraged and I wouldn't want to do her videos. But I know that the effort level that is right for me and what I need to do for that. So definitely, we want to talk about energy. Yes. Energy. Let's get the energy going. Energy is a good word. That wasn't one of my choices for today, but I love the word. Yes, Misty, I too. I could hurt myself without the modifications if I try to go too much. And I do try. Like, she'll be like, okay, we're going to do this exercise now, and I'll try to do, like, the one without the modification, and then I'll be, like, 2 reps in, and I'll be like, okay, no. We got to switch it off. So our level of effort, we got to do what's good for us. So effort, I think, is something to think about. Are you putting in too little effort, or are you putting in too much effort? And how is it that I can really strike a balance in what I'm doing, whether it's regarding exercise, whether it's regarding, your food choices. Maybe you're restricting your food too much, and you can maybe lighten that up a little bit and let some of those food choices that some of those things that you really, really, really just love, how can you find a way to make those fit in? Not to an extreme level, but just, how can I get a little bit of that so I don't feel, bogged down by it? So just thinking about our effort and what is the right amount for us, because we especially whenever we're here and we're part of this community on YouTube, we're looking at all these different people. And although we're not supposed to compare ourselves to others, we do. So we need to remind ourselves whenever we're looking at other people that we can't always compare ourselves to them, and we need to do what's right for us. Oh, thank you, Kirsten. We're working hard. And you are such a great cheerleader. I mean, you just keep me moving. You keep me focused and motivated and trying things that I probably wouldn't want to try. But you keep me doing it. So, I mean, chef's kiss. So, next word of the day. And we're going to do, I think I have 4 words today. So the first one was effort. The second one is excuses. And I bring these up because these are things that, I think about and that I work on in my weight loss. And I think that just by discussing them, by talking about them, by bringing them up, by sharing our stories and similarities and likenesses and differences, that we can help grow and learn from one another. I'm not trying to come on here and act like I am some know-it-all professional trained person who knows everything. It's just a place where we can come together and talk about these things in a safe, open environment. That's what we're here to do. Oh, I know. Whenever I'm struggling, that's whenever I do it most. I agree with that. I live that every single day. So, excuses. I wanted to do this live stream on Sunday, and I scheduled it, and I had it planned. I was going to do that, and my excuse for not doing it, maybe it's a good excuse. Well, the power went out. I didn't know when the power was going to be back on. My laptop wasn't fully charged, and I didn't know if I was going to be able to actually maintain the live stream. So, versus coming on for 5 minutes to say, hey guys, I'm glad you're all here, but my battery's dead, so I got to go now. Oh, wow. The cat just jumped like really, really high. I'm sorry. So that was my excuse. It was a real, thing. But excuses are rationalizations we make to ourselves about people, events, circumstances. They're invented reasons we create to defend our behavior, to postpone taking action, or simply as a means of neglecting responsibility. Whew. So, excuses. I am the queen of excuses. I have excuses galore, let me tell you. And I really like to, it says here, to blame other people. We, rationalizations we make to ourselves about people, events, and circumstances. So people, I definitely like to blame my husband on like all the things, all the times. Events. So we've got Thanksgiving coming up. So is that an excuse? Is that, something that we're going to rationalize to ourselves that, and we're going to get to this word in a minute, to enjoy ourselves. Enjoy. And then circumstances. We've got work, I've got a shortened break, I've got stress, I've got, all of these things. So we love to make excuses. Oh, I like what you said, Risa. Love you. Excuses, yeah, those are fun. There is a difference between a reason and an excuse. Like, I gained weight because of the holidays, but the reason is because I overate during the holidays. It wasn't because of the holidays, it was because I overate during the holidays. So true, exactly that. Misty, how do you stop yourself? Because that's the hard one. It's like so many times you find yourself, you're just like in the moment and you don't always stop and ask yourself, is this a reason? Is this an excuse? Is this something what I want to do? Does this benefit my future self? Is this going to help me get to my goal? We often lack that moment of pause. Like we're just so go, get it now, do it now. So that is a huge thing. Being able to, stop and ask ourselves, and then to be honest with ourselves, to truly be honest, because it's so easy to lie to ourselves or say a white lie or, rationalize. It's not even an excuse. We're just rationalizing at that point in time. Excuses are like cop-outs. We all know when we are making them. We need to be disciplined enough to do what we should do and need to do. Discipline versus excuses. So that's a good thing that we need to carry forward into the next week. Discipline versus excuses. And I'm not at all saying that we shouldn't enjoy ourselves during the holidays or over the Thanksgiving holiday. I'm not saying don't enjoy yourself, but what's that level of enjoyment and overindulgence? I need a drink of water. You all should drink water when I drink water. Or talk amongst yourselves. Yes, I drink water like a toddler. That's how I do it. It's okay. Lemon Oreos and ice cream? I've never had that. I felt justified. Oh my gosh. That is such a huge thing whenever with the No BS weight loss that I do and the Think Feel Do. So whenever you eat something that's off your plan, whenever it's not on your plan or you overeat something, we always kind of sit back and we do some self-reflection and think about what were you thinking. And that justification is a huge a trigger when we feel justified for being able to eat those things. We feel like we deserve it. It's owed to us, and it's so hard to sit through a craving that's based on a justification, because from the time I was potty trained, from the time I was still wearing diapers, I was given food as a reward. How do you reward yourself? Good job, Deanna. Here's some M&Ms. You went pee-pee on to potty. Here's some M&Ms. When we'd go to the doctor, after the doctor, McDonald's milkshake. So much of my life was based on rewarding myself with food and learning how to acknowledge that I am awesome, that I am good, that I am worthy without food has become such a huge struggle because food rewards meant personal validation. Oh my God, why in the world was that not my E word? Alan, encouragement. That wasn't on my list of words. Encouragement. That is a blessing, such a blessing. We have this wonderful community that is here to encourage us, to support us, to help us, and encourage us. And I am so grateful for each of you, whether you're here live with me or if you're going to be watching this on the replay. I want to say thank you. I appreciate you. And if you appreciate me and Loki, then please go ahead and click that like button. Shameless plug. I gotta do it. That's my job. I'm on a live stream. I gotta say like the video. Get myself in the mirror and speak to myself. You can do this exercise. You don't need those fries. You know the regular stuff. There you go. Very good. I'm so glad I am not the only one that talks to myself in the mirror. So, excuses. Is the holiday an excuse to overindulge, to completely go off the plan? And, is an excuse to go off plan for like the entire weekend, or is an excuse to go off the plan for like one meal or like one day? So for me, Thanksgiving's all messed up this year. We are actually driving 3 hours, eating a meal, which is going to take about 2 hours, and then we're driving home 3 hours because Loki can't really travel in his current condition. So my holiday's a little bit different. So I get kind of like a pass on Thanksgiving because I probably won't even have time to take home anything in a Tupperware. It's like I'm showing up, I get to go. So yay me, because I don't have to deal with a lot of the extra stress of the holiday. But generally speaking, it would be, something where we're hanging out and then, you get the snackies after you eat. Now, is it an excuse to really eat to the point where you're like stretchy pants needing to be? Where you're so full, you're so stuffed, you're like, oh, I feel terrible, I feel sick, I can't move, I need to lay. Or is it an opportunity for you to eat just the right amount and then you want to go outside and enjoy the nice weather because you're like actually not working for a minute and you feel good about yourself? So it is so hard to say no. Thank goodness we don't celebrate anymore. My mom, she's going on a cruise. She leaves this weekend, so she'll be on a cruise ship for the entire week of Thanksgiving. I try to plan, but it's more of plan one meal, but try to eat low carb at least to most of that one meal. Exactly. Hello, Caitlin. I am so glad you joined us. Exactly. So my plan is like a very, very loose plan. It's not like so stringent and, terrible. It's like, okay, I plan on eating these things. These are the things that I know are going to be there because it's typically we don't have too much variation from what is typically there. So I know what things that I'm going to want to enjoy. I know what things are going to be hard for me to pass up. So the things that I really, really, really want, I'm allowed to have those things in a small portion. I make myself one little plate. For some reason, for me, I like to have 2 plates of food. Don't ask me why. Kevin! Yay! Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining. So I like to have 2 plates of food. It's a mental thing. It's a mental game. So I have 2 small plates of food. Instead of like overpacking that first plate of food, I make sure that I can see space between each of my dishes. There's space in between each one of them. And then, so it's a small plate of food, but that way I can go back and I can get that second plate. But the first plate is going to be mainly like proteins and vegetables. And then the second plate's going to be more of a little bit of the other things. So that's kind of how I handle it. If you guys want to type in how you handle it in the chat, that would be awesome, because what we're here for is to share our tips, our ideas, our experiences, our knowledge, and our wisdom with one another so that we can all grow together and learn from this. So you're just as important to this live stream as I am. Without you, it would not be possible. So, enjoyment. If, tracking stresses you out, then, don't do it. Your level of enjoyment, everyone's level of enjoyment is going to be a little bit different, but there's a difference between, like pleasure and happiness. Like, certain foods give me pleasure, but they don't necessarily make me completely happy. And again, I'm so grateful to all of you for joining. So, enjoyment. Enjoyment is just a really, really, really tricky word. Bring your own dessert. It's always a good way to go. I'm a diehard pumpkin pie fan. It's like, okay, I can't wait. I get my pumpkin pie. But then I normally get my pumpkin pie, have my little, slice. I normally have another slice the second day. And then that's it. I'm done with pumpkin pie for the year. It's like, it solved it. Oh, we don't want you to get behind. You're not missing anything. I always treat it like any other day. I have my normal breakfast. The only thing that messes me up is like, why do we have to eat at a weird time of day? My family decided 2 o'clock is the time to eat. Like, what is that about? Like, lunch is, normally earlier and dinner is way later. So now you just created this random time for us to eat. And I don't know how to plan for that. So normally I have to eat my normal little breakfast, and then I have to have a second little snack to tide me over to dinner, which is really, I don't even know what you call it. It's Thanksgiving. I don't know. Dinner. There we go. Because you got to have room for, the third and fourth course later on. Does anybody play football after Thanksgiving? That's my question. My family never did. We sat down and we watched a movie, and most everybody went to sleep. So I'm wondering if you guys do anything active before or after your meal, which is also a great new tradition that you could set if you wanted to. Water break. Okay. Oh, I wonder. My family wasn't a big football fan, but I wonder if it was because of football. I think in my ex-husband's case it could be because after it was always the Dallas Cowboys were playing. I normally go for a walk before the meal, but not always after the meal. Has anybody ever participated in a turkey trot? I've been curious about participating in a turkey trot. Okay. So I think you guys get the idea on enjoyment, and maybe you're going to be thinking a little bit about what's your effort going to be like on that day? What is your enjoyment level going to be like on that day? What are your excuses, or are you going to not make excuses? We have lots to think about on how those things can all kind of... A turkey trot is like a 5K on Thanksgiving Day. It's just, they just call it a turkey trot, but it's a 5K. healthy Thanksgiving. So, okay, I'm not a fan of green bean casserole. I like just green beans. Just cook me some green beans. Make sure they're seasoned nicely. I just want regular green beans. Mashed potatoes really aren't that bad depending on what you make with them. But if you make them with like chicken stock and, just a little bit of butter, they're not really all that bad. Corn, cranberries, depending on how you make them, they're not that bad. And turkey. Like, the basics are not that bad. It's whenever we start adding all of these extra things. If you think about the added sugar challenge and all this stuff, like, the basic meal itself was originally a pretty decent, healthy meal. It's just we've learned how to cream, sugar, fat, salt aside everything that we eat, and we've just made it insanely crazy. But at the basic level, it's really not that bad. Oh, my mom makes the best deviled eggs, but she's going to be on a cruise. You can tell I'm a little bit jealous. I'm sorry, I'm reading. I should read out loud. Caitlin said, we were never active on Thanksgiving. We always hosted for a lot of military without families, and other military families came over, so there were kids with kids and grown-ups with grown-ups. Yeah, that's a lot. My favorite Thanksgivings were whenever I lived in Florida. I didn't have any family, and all of my friends, like, mostly we were all like transplants into Florida, so they didn't have families, so we all got together for Friendsgiving, and it was the most low-key, low-stress, like, most fun, like, awesome thing. I loved it. Deviled eggs. I've been wanting to make deviled eggs lately here for, like, a lunch. Just been thinking about it because I've kind of been craving them. Or I could just wait until Christmas. Who knows? Okay, the next word I want to talk about is emotional eating. You guys know that I am a big person on emotional eating. That's one of the main things that I want to try and reduce from my diet is emotional eating, because I'm not actually hungry. It's, just something that I'm doing to soothe myself, because I don't have a lot of mechanisms in order to soothe myself, because I've always been taught to soothe myself with food. So emotional, yay, Amazon package, it's yours now. You don't have, just kidding. So, emotional eating. I don't have a lot of ways to soothe myself. So emotional eating is something that I want to do. But emotional eating is very active in my life. And some emotions, it has become really easy for me to navigate without leaning on emotional eating. Like sadness is one that I've learned that I'm able to sit with sadness. I don't need to run and get the Oreo cookies or the ice cream or, other like comfort foods. And I'm sorry if all these foods give you cravings whenever I talk about them. I apologize. Excuse me. But I've learned that I can sit with sadness, but there's other emotions that come up that catch me off guard, and they're a lot harder for me to not emotional eat. One thing that is really, really difficult for me is the feeling of just being uncomfortable. So being around, certain family members that maybe I don't get along with, maybe I don't like them so much, maybe they're too nosy about, what it is, what I'm doing, why don't I have kids, blah, 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 what kind of diet are you on, what's your job doing, like, oh, you still live in that house, and blah, 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 and why'd you do that for your dog, and, they just want to ask all these questions that are just, none of their business, like, and they make me uncomfortable. That's a feeling that makes it hard for me to not want to emotionally eat. So I know for me, from, learning from past experiences, it's best for me if I don't position myself near like the appetizer area. Why do we have an appetizer area anyway? Oh, because we're eating at this weird time, like dinner at 2 o'clock. Anyway, sorry. But I don't position myself near there. That way, it's not so easy for me to grab those things because I feel uncomfortable, and this kind of somehow soothes me and makes me feel, or at least it gives me something like to do whenever I'm feeling nervous and anxious and uncomfortable. So I'm fidgeting and I'm with food. So I just learned to kind of move myself away from, the food areas. Also, that uncomfortable part where, so I eat whenever I'm hungry and then I stop whenever I'm satisfied. I have been working very hard at no longer becoming part of the Clean Plate Club. So I don't want to clean my plate. It's like a game to see if I can leave food on my plate. But once I get done eating, especially whenever we're at a formal dining table and this food is still sitting on my plate, but we've got to sit here and just chit chat for 20 minutes. Like at home, I can just get up and get rid of my plate and it's done, all gone. But now we're at this formal dining table. It's also family style, so you've got all the things in bowls, beautiful bowls, set up there, and they're just there for your grabbing. So typically, I am not a big gum chewer. I don't really chew gum very often, but this is one instance where I will chew gum. I will, take some gum as a backup so that I'm not, once I put that gum in my mouth, now I'm chewing the gum. So I can't really grab that extra serving while we're sitting there chatting for an extra 30 minutes. I can't do that with the gum in my mouth. Well, I guess I could put it on my plate, but I really can't put it in my mouth. I guess you could, but I'm really not skilled at that. So let me know. Are you good at that? Can you chew gum and eat food at the same time? But emotional eating, so the feeling of uncomfortable. So sitting there uncomfortably at the dining room table is one of the things that would also come up for me. Being triggered by a family member. So you know who they are. There's somebody in your family that just kind of maybe rubs you the wrong way. Somebody that's just going to irk you just a little bit. So for those people, I try to envision the situation. I try to walk myself through it. I just kind of close my eyes and go through the situation and think of 3 different ways that I'm going to handle this situation, because I know this person is going to say XYZ and my reaction is going to be to EAT. So how can I handle that situation differently? Just close my eyes, prepare for it, know that it's going to happen, and think about what my reaction is going to be. And whenever I react differently than I would have in the past, how am I going to feel? Feel that feeling. Try and bring that smile to your face, I did that. I didn't let him get to me. I didn't let that girl get to me. I'm awesome. Look at me. I am so good. Feel it, because that's going to be more powerful. Whenever you practice it in your brain, it's going to be a little bit less unfamiliar whenever you try and do it in real life. So that's why we want to kind of role play in our head the situation before it comes up. Isn't it so nice? I like the smaller Thanksgiving gatherings too. Carolyn said that last year and this year it's just going to be just her husband, and immediate family, and having it smaller like that has taken all the drama, stress out of the holidays. Missy, you got the best. It's just you and Barnum. You're like, turkey jerky it is. Woohoo! We got turkey jerky and a bang and a fat bomb. Oh, man. That's awesome. That is awesome. My family isn't. My family, whenever my ex-husband's family, that's drama central. Drama central. There might even be fisticuffs. But my current husband, it's easy peasy. Easy peasy. So emotional eating. What other kinds of emotional eating might you think that might come up over like the next week? What other kinds of emotional eating might come up over the past week? Okay, so I'll tell you, on Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, my company normally lets us out early, but they don't tell us that we're going to get out early until like when we're getting out early. But we all sit there in anticipation of we're getting out early, and that's whenever like the boredom snacking happens, because so you got all your work done because you're ready to shut down and you're ready to be done for the long weekend, and now you're just sitting there waiting, and what are you going to do to wait? Well, snack. Okay. Yeah. The great thing about working from home now is that whenever I get into those moods, I put on somebody's workout video and I'm just like, I'm going to get some steps in. I've been getting more steps because I've got like a 10-minute break before that meeting and this meeting, and I don't have any emails that I have to address, or I don't want to do something, so I'm just like, well, I'd rather get some steps and do my job. I hope my work isn't watching. Oh no. Anyway, getting my steps in instead of doing that boredom eating. Boredom eating, it's like so easy. Like, why is it that whenever we get bored, it's like the easiest thing to do is just go and stare in the pantry and then choose 3 different things and eat them, versus going and cleaning something or organizing something, or doing something that is going to help benefit us some way, thinking about a grocery list for the upcoming week, looking up recipes. Like, there's so many better things that we could be doing than just mindlessly eating whenever we're not hungry. But it's just so easy, and it kind of feels good. So it's a hard habit to break because it's just so easy, and it gives you that dopamine. Yes, it did. We are friends on Fitbit. And today everybody's been chatting up a storm. Everybody's like, we're getting our goal day steps. We're getting our goal day steps. So you guys can't read that. There you go. But my goal is 10,500. I always set my goal like at 10,500 instead of just at the basic 10,000, because I can't be that basic bitch. Oh, sorry. Okay, so does anybody else have anything about emotional eating that they wanted to talk about? Because I really brought up the things that I had prepared for today. So I could probably, rack my brain on emotional eating, because I know all about emotional eating. I've done it for a very long time, and I eat for almost every single emotion, or I used to, but I'm getting way much better at it. Way much better at it. It's a practice for sure, but I am a lot better than what I used to be. But that's been 2 years of practice. Do you guys believe that? It's been 2 years. I've been on my weight loss journey for 2 years. About to go walk in your kitchen. Well, we're going to get off here real quick. So again, the words for today were effort, excuses, enjoyment, and emotional eating. Let me know whenever we get off the live stream. Come back and comment on the live stream and let me know which was your favorite word that we covered today and why. And also leave me a comment about what word did you wish that we covered that we didn't talk about. And maybe whenever we get through this whole alphabet, whenever that's going to be, we'll cover it the next time around, because I think we're going to keep doing this, because every single time people come up with such amazing, awesome words, and I'm just so thrilled to see, all of the ideas that everybody comes up with. I emotionally eat and stress eats. Yes. So again, I want to remind you guys, next week we are going to do this. This is in stone. We are doing this next week on Tuesday at 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. So I hope that you can join me then. And we are going to be doing the letter F. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I appreciate you for coming. It just means the world to me that you are here. But that's all we have for today. So I will see you guys in the next one. As always, it's going to be an adventure. Bye. Yes, please.